Ho, 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 ho. For those of you who didn't get that, this is a Dutch hoe and I'm going to be using it a lot this week. Now then, that is the first bit of blue sky I've seen for about 4 days. We had a glorious start to the week, but since then it's been rain, 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 which has been good for the garden and for the weeds. But more of those later. See that? See that bump there? See it? I call it Battle Scar Galactica. You see, I was walking down the high street this morning when this really tall, huge guy, must have been 7'6", started dissing me. And I turned round and I said, "Hey, you, don't diss the Titli." So he said, "What are you going to do about it?" So I started to crouch down. You know, crouching tiger, hidden dragon? That's me. Crouch down. And then I leapt up in the air and went poof. And it was like watching a chimney being demolished in slow motion. He kind of went. And I said, "I told you not to diss the Titli." And if you'll believe that, you believe anything. Truth is, I was in the shed and my garden vacuum cleaner fell on me. It's really sharp and it really hurts. Tomatoes. I've got a tomato, I've got a tomato. Okay, it's a bit small at the moment and it's not particularly red, but it's early days. Beans. Yes, I've got beans coming up at last. This one looks like it's opening the very earth itself. And I did manage to get 3 of my very well established beans out into the garden already. And that's about all I've got to say about that. Now then, it's hoe time. 1 for the money, 2 for the hoe, 3 to get ready now. Go cat go, and don't you step on my Titli shoes. There's a lot of weeds popped up in the last few days, so I'll attack them with my hoe. All you need to do is kind of muss up the soil about 1/2 inch down, dislodging the roots, and you can just leave the things here because they'll rot and add to the fertility of the soil. Hoeing is kind of therapeutic. It enables you to kind of drift off and forget about everyday life and its problems and just focus and be at one with nature, your crops and the weeds. Da better. I need a good hoe down over here too. It's always easier to work backwards when you're hoeing. Smooth. Now while we're over here, I'm a little concerned about my rhubarb. I mean, there are leaves here, but they've come up and now they're not growing any bigger and there's no sign of any more leaves appearing either. Normally at this time of year I've got hat-sized leaves, dozens of them, and big chunks of rhubarb stalk too. But maybe it's because last year I transplanted this and it's still having time to settle down. See what happens later in the year. Meanwhile, plum tree. The new shoots on my plum tree are growing normally. And all this rain is making the plums grow fatter. Hurrah for insecticides! Hurrah for chemicals! Hurrah for science! Even this bed needs a bit of a hoe. I'm quite pleased about how my sweet corn are coming along so far. They're doing quite well. Better than last year anyway. My potatoes are doing quite well as well. I'll just give these a quick hoe. Ho, 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 hi ho, hi ho. It's off to hoe we go. There's no question that my potatoes are coming up. It's not just my veg beds that need a good hoeing. My flower beds do too. Aren't the Aquilegia lovely this year? Now something else I want to show you, which I'm really pleased about, is my hosta. It's looking really healthy and not eaten by slugs and snails. So that's good, but also because it's here, if you remember I transplanted it, previously it was behind these and I never saw it. By the way, those are the goldenrod I transplanted, they're doing well. And this is the thing with the big yellow flowers. That's doing nicely too. In fact, all the plants that I transplanted in the autumn last year are doing really well. And I can't ask for more than that. Transplanting large plants is always a gamble. But it looks like this year at least, it's paid off. Big menacing clouds are moving in again. Which means another shower, probably heavy, is on its way again. I've been quite lucky for the last hour and a half actually. It's been the longest we've been without rain for 4 days. Anyway, sorry it's been a bit of a short one this week, but you know, I'm at the mercy of the weather. Thanks for watching, and do join me next time in Titli's busy garden.